Welcome back to the Expanse, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the crew of the Actium. Last we left our crew, we had things had happened.
Things had happened.
I used the lightning attack.
And that's it. Nothing else happened.
Let me go over the very basics
Back
so
on
that
the
people
Cassium.
understands. Yeah, back on the Cassium. The very basics. The crew went to a very spooky secret laboratory. They met some zombies. They found then they found Benji. Tried to kill Benji. Ended up having been proto zombies, and then having and then in the process of trying to kill Benji, they awoke a hybrid proto hybrid, who then proceeded to rip the insides of Benji apart. A prybrid. In the middle of all this, Cass decided to set off a nuclear device.
Right.
So,
not the nuclear device that Meyer was trying to
set off. Yes, it's a separate nuclear device. There was also vehicular assaults and lots of falling over. And if that sounds interesting to you, go back and watch the other episodes or listen to the other episodes, because you should.
I did F5 a mech.
Yes. With that, let's get started. So to bring up, we're going to bring it up with y'all in front of a group of Martian Marines, and of course Gunner there, Sloan. And Gunner looks over at you, Sloan, and walks up to you and kind of goes through his audio device. He goes, "I thought y'all weren't pirates."
We're not. Again.
What are you doing? What are you doing here in this facility then?
Point of the wrong effect.
Nope, that's canon.
that helium in that. Yeah.
the gas mixture in my suit was weird. Pumped extra helium in. Point of order: pirates probably wouldn't attack a planet-side base. And I'm like on it.
Like on my knees with my hands in the air.
Yeah. You see Gunnar just like do the snap look over at you and just hold for a little bit longer than is comfortable, like looking at you.
I lock eyes with him. I mean, I've been on his side of things before.
Yeah. And he looks back over at you, Sloan, and goes, "Can you explain what the hell you're doing here so I don't have to arrest you?"
Okay, now out of character, I'm like, how do I explain this to my brother without him arresting me? Okay, she's just gonna look at him very sternly. She's gonna have this like stone look that I'm so incapable of making unless I'm super pissed already.
Yeah.
See, I just look like a doofus.
It's okay. Just think about last week when no one followed your orders.
When
Cass, thank you.
When Cass almost killed you.
Oh, all right, shut up, everybody.
A nuclear battery.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. We were here to deal with someone, have a little conversation, if you will. What? She just looks at you, Jata.
If I may, Bossman. Yes, we were in the area. We heard a distress signal from the deceased. You can check the logs. He was making a distress signal. When we got here, it turns out that this distressed person was in fact our ex-acquaintance. And he attacked us. And then, as you see, the monster did the rest. Right? That makes sense, right?
He looks at both of you and kind of goes, "Oh, no, yes. No, I can't do that. No, I'm not going to do that." I was going to say Cortez, check the logs, but...
dang it! Cortez on pro!
Baker, check the logs. And one of the Martian Marines walks over and starts typing in on the thing, and he kind of relays back. Someone had nearly activated the self-destruct sequence on here. There's multiple log entries recently of someone who didn't have authorized access getting in through. But yes, there was a distress signal sent out, but it wasn't on any Martian frequency. He looks over at the rest of you and goes, "That's a hell of a coincidence. Just happens to go into the same location where your former employer was, and a monster ripped them apart?"
Well,
if
go ahead.
Sorry, Captain. But
Oh, you'll have a lot more to be sorry for when this conversation's over, especially you. So go ahead. Say what
if
you
you
need to say.
radio in, you'll find the Actium is our ship. Has just recently taken birth at a nearby city, and the timing of our approach will match the distress signal. We just happen to be in the area.
He sighs and looks over, looking at Sloane specifically, because he knows that's sort of not true, because they had dinner with Sloane the night before.
Yeah, but I'm
So-
giving him plausible deniability.
Yeah.
Besides the monsters right here, and there are more monsters inside.
All right.
That I don't know about. If you don't want me to know about what monsters?
Yeah, big brother. What the fuck is that about? Oh, we're gonna come talk to me and get all shitty to me about being here. But can we bring up the fact that literal children were infected with the proto-molecule? Yes, brother, I paid attention to what mom and dad used to talk about all the time. So maybe you can do some motherfucking explaining, big bro.
He looks at you and kind of goes, "Take him in for questioning, at the very least." But I don't. And get the base. Let's take care of the base. And the other one kind of looks. The other one's
moment of levity. Cass is going to look at one of the Martians and be like, "Do these things have volume controls?"
Yeah, you sound a little peaked there, Buster. You're.
I'll pop down a little bit.
Well, it's fine. We're on comms, so you
we're on
would have
comms.
peaked the mic.
Yeah, but I don't want to peek it for like the broadcast.
Yeah.
I don't want it to annoy the viewer. That's more important. I can annoy y'all I want.
All right. So he looks. The other merchants look at Gunner, and then he looks over at them. And just he goes, "Just take him in for questioning." And one of them comes in, and goes, "Chief, you sure about that?" And the other one says, "Did I stutter? Take him in for questioning." They kind of, all right.
Put them on, you sons of bitches.
They don't actually lock you in or anything. They just pick you up and kind of gesture for you to follow them. And outside, and just a short distance outside of the base, you see a small Martian drop pod. And the Marines kind of take you on board, and Gunner shows up a little bit later, and walks through. The drop pods are kind of these tight, small containers. They're basically bricks with thrusters on them. And when Gunner walks back on board after a few minutes of kind of being distant, he kind of taps he bangs on the hull that separates between the passengers area and the pilot's area, and the back ramp closes up, and he gets into the seats. He tells you all to strap in, and I want everyone to give me a
Dexterity free fall.
it'd be like a Constitution check. I'm trying to double check that real quickly with that.
Is this accelerating at more than 1G?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Pulling up the.
Yeah, I think constitutions generally.
It's
Yeah, I think
generally
there's actually a check for that.
There is, yeah. It's an acceleration check, is what it is, but.
Sorry if we all hear my neighbor mowing. You know,
it's
the Martian the Martian grass is real wild.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I did not do well.
I don't know what the target number was, but
Yeah, I
Neither
just put
do
secret.
Oh, I think some of us are injured, right?
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
all injured.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
my number is one lower, so 12 for me.
Yeah.
oh right,
Yeah,
I am
going
injured.
through.
Dang.
I'm looking for the acceleration.
-1 penalty. Yep.
Yeah, injured is a status you can check in the bottom.
I did, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So I don't see the actual checks. I know it's a check in ship, but it's a constitution check, I think, yeah, because there's constitution, isn't there? So I'm trying to find the rules.
It's on chapter 6, spaceships. It should be there, apparently.
Chapter 6, spaceships.
Heavy gravity. Where? I will say this. The system itself, once you get the hang of it, is pretty good. The book layout is sometimes lacking.
Yeah.
I disagree.
The system's harder.
About the first part of the second part.
Both parts. Well, the first part.
Page 204 and 205.
Okay. So yeah, the TN. So it's a stamina fatigue, a constitution stamina. It's a TN9 test with. Okay, so yeah, so it's 9 is the requirements. So, Sloan and Sloan's the only one. I'll do one for Mark as well, but I think he's fine. Gonna sign in real quickly. But yeah, so as you take off, because he's the only one who's not injured, I don't think. Mark.
Yeah.
I'm not injured. Jata's not injured.
Oh, Jata's not injured.
Okay.
Yeah, because Mark was he has like no stamina left, but he has no fortune left. But
Yeah, whereas a bunch of us took the injury to have a little teeny bit of fortune left.
Constitution check. 9. Yeah, he's fine. All right, so Sloan, you as everything's taking off, the rest of you kind of hold on tight. I think Belter's actually taken an additional negative for acceleration, don't they?
Yeah, we hate it.
Yeah. So,
but even with another -1, Jata is good.
Yeah, and Highland would be fine as well. Yeah. So you all experience the acceleration, but Sloan, the stress levels have been here this entire time, on top of getting nuked.
Yeah, you could just say she's pissed and hurt,
Yeah.
And now she's twisted an ankle.
Yeah.
So as you go up into out of the Martian atmosphere, you manage to. It's a short trip, only a couple of minutes, but everyone's kind of quiet, and you finally dock with you feel the kind of like the clunk of a docking, and the back opens up, and you see the inside of a Martian naval ship as Gunnar walks out of the ship, walks out and gestures for you to follow him. They lead you through these corridors of Martian Navy.
I assume one of the first things they do is strip the power armor off of us.
Well, they're leading you out through the
Okay.
through this area first, and once you reach a kind of a holding area, they immediately try to pull the emergency lever on yours gas, which is pretty easy to remove. But Mark had welded his emergency thing shut, if you remember correctly, because he was like, I don't want anyone pulling the emergency pop lever as a weakness. So
I forgot he did that.
they
They have to come in with an angle grinder.
they kick him separately out of the way and separate them. But then they separate each one of you into individual. Actually, they don't even separate you. They separate Mark from you, but then they move the rest of you into a cell, and they've removed all of the stuff from you. Now, Sloan, was it you who has the protomolecule, or was it Jata who has the protomolecule? I think it was Jata who has the sample of the protomolecule.
I have
he didn't
no
tell.
idea what you're talking about.
Did you
tell
want
the rest
to?
of the party that
Holden
he had it.
cell? Yeah, and
Did you want to try to hide it?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I have. Yes.
You don't have
Yes.
any sleight of hand. It's a sleight of hand check, which is
Dexterity, probably.
Dexterity, probably, yeah. Sleight of hand is a dexterity. So if you want to try to do a dexterity check for it, TN difficulty will be a 11 for this one.
Okay. I am going to make this vial of magic magically disappear.
Yes, you will.
Nice.
Whew. Do you want to use those stun points for any reason?
With an 18 and 5 stun points? Hell yes, I am going to. I'm going to make it 3 points for it wasn't me.
It wasn't me as a 4-point.
Yeah.
Wait, let me go ahead and check the things real quick. Sorry, viewers and listeners, I'm stupid.
Yeah, how dare you?
Infiltration. It wasn't me. You leave evidence. Another character is responsible for the results of your test, such as breaking. Aha! It wasn't me. I'm going to use these 4 points so that it was Benji's fault. Ooh.
Okay. All right. So, but you've also hidden it. So yeah. So basically, what you're saying is, it's not your fault if it's discovered or if there's a missing protomolecule. It was Benji, basically.
Yes. The text says it says you leave evidence another character is responsible for the results of your tests, such as breaking and entering, cheating on the cards, or uploading a computer virus. All failed tests to investigate the truth revealed the person as the culprit, as such. So any of your people trying to find out if I'm lying or where this thing is from will suffer a -2 penalty. And I believe it'll be Benji's that did it, and I'll tell you why if that comes to it. Otherwise,
Gotcha.
It's hidden.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So they strip you of all of your armor and weapons, and they put you in a holding cell and kind of close the door. And for the first time in a bit, you're left there for a few minutes, and suddenly the room turns red, and in walks a fully suited medical officer. After like a couple of minutes of the door closing. And they look at you and, through the thing says, "It seems you were all exposed to an incredible amount of radiation."
Yo.
I don't know how our sensors didn't pick this up until we stripped your suits. Those must be really well done suits because they only showed up. But we're going to double check to make sure that you didn't experience any long-term exposure problems.
Thanks.
Yeah, I
am
really
not
hope that
insured.
isn't the case. Looks at.
Cass.
Yeah. We weren't
Captain.
really exposed to it long.
Frankly, if I didn't do that, we were all dead. So the worst case scenario, I sped the process up.
Okay, so with this, they're going to do a quick.
About death? Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what I mean. I didn't want that thing to rip through me like it did to Benji. If that didn't kill it, nothing would.
I want to just say I am not insured, and so I am not going to pay anything.
It's on the Martian tax dollar. Don't worry about it.
I am a Martian.
The
When you
laughter's
s-
in character.
When,
It's just
yeah, when you say that, the medical officer looks you up and down and goes, "I'm
Oh.
sure you are."
If you're a Martian, I'm from Jupiter. Oh, God. That was good, Jita. I missed you guys.
All right. Let's see.
You almost blew us up.
Yeah. I missed you guys. With the explosion. It didn't blow you up.
Ah. And yes.
All right.
This is the first time Cass has actually had a chance to talk to these guys after like a week and a half of being on the Actium with Jesse.
Does Cass have a helmet on right now?
No, you're
We're all
all
good.
stripped. Yeah.
Great. I'm gonna punch him in the head.
Yep.
give me a fighting check.
Fighting light weapons.
Yes.
I don't have any lightweight.
Yeah, that's light weapons, or it's
I think there's actually one specifically for punching.
Yeah.
It's like fighting brawling or something.
yeah, it's fighting brawling. So you can just do fighting.
He
What's
hits
your
me.
defense? Yeah. All right, roll some damage.
Cass also like doesn't try to move. Like
It's 1d6.
As you're like, oh yeah, I missed you because I missed you with the
strength.
explosion, and then I'm just gonna punch him right in the face.
Yeah.
Aim for his earth gland.
Everyone knows it's right under the jaw. Yeah. I don't. You want me to roll damage for it? I mean, I'm not.
Yeah,
I don't
we're just 1d6.
narratively punching him.
Okay, narrative blend. It's fine.
I don't actually want to.
All right, it's fine.
But here comes damage.
Okay. His
All right.
toughness is probably enough. You don't have any armor on, but
yeah, without my suit, that'll eat up the last 2 points of fortune I have.
yeah. So as you say that, you walk over. Are you like you just socking him hard?
Oh no,
I
only
think
1 point of fortune. My constitution.
Yeah, I think he
is 3.
goes. I think he's like, oh, I missed you guys. I'm like, you almost blew us up. He goes, yeah, I know, I missed you guys. And then I just punch him in the face, and I go, well, I didn't.
Well done, Professor. And then Cass just like sits and slumps his head against the wall and waits for the doctor to do his thing because it's like,
Hello, Tammy.
I deserve that.
All right. I'm trying to look through the health and stuff. Medicine. Here we go. All right. Pharmaceuticals. Medical check. Just narratively, let's just fluff this. You all get treatment for your injuries so that you are in the process of being treated, which means that you aren't going to be fully healed until for a little bit. Yeah, it's going to take at least one more attempt, but you can all get some stuff back up, some fortune back up. So I want you all to roll me.
I think it's 2d6 for a short rest.
2d6, yes. So 2d6, and that's how much fortune you have back.
Oof. Oh, wait, that wasn't mine. Mine was okay.
I got 10 fortune left.
Nice. You had 0. Oh, right. 'Cause you didn't take an injury, right?
No, I got 10 fortune more. Sorry.
Oh,
Belter English translation.
yes, yes. Of course.
We get like anti-rad injections.
Mm-hmm.
Do we get fancy cancer implants?
No, you didn't. You weren't exposed to that levels of cancer, or that levels of radiation. It was only short term, and you had suits on. It's not like Miller and Holden, who got directly in, like no suit on, directly in
Put into a
radiated.
microwave.
Yeah. All right. So after a few moments, that's the treatment. They leave, and you're stuck there in the cell. What do you do?
Cass sits back and waits to be berated by Sloane because he knows it's coming.
I think Highland immediately, just I think out of instinct, starts surveying the area on how to get out. Not necessarily like they're probably only going to be there temporarily, but he's just like, okay, well, what is this? How is it? Like just trying to figure out what kind of security cell this is. How would he be able to break out if he could, or if it's mostly like, is it a Jatah job or is it a Highland figure something out job to get us out of here?
Give me. You have a seeing, right?
Well,
For
I
perception?
can. Yeah, let me see. It is perception. I do. I have seeing.
Yeah.
If I notice him doing this, can I
16.
make an intelligence security check to see
Sure.
what I know about these cells?
Sure. Highland, you have seen the inside of a Martian cell a couple of times, so
Yes,
this is
yes.
this is
Probably why he's going through the routines. Going, yeah, okay. So
Yep.
This one we got the plexi, plastic. Yeah.
yeah. You're seeing like oh that's the Type 3. Oh, they haven't upgraded to the Type 4 yet. Kind of thing.
Interesting. All right. Yeah.
Exactly. Cass, you also have seen the inside of a Martian cell, but not physically, just through
Like in intelligence briefing.
intelligence briefings and stuff. Both of you are able to note that there is a notable weakness for Martian tech in that it's designed with redundancy. It's designed with redundancy and safety in mind. So anything that could trip the doors open, like a fire or a medical emergency, something that would anything that would cause the necessity for the doors to stay open, you could trip pretty easily, even without Jatah's hand terminal. But you also both know that the Martian tech is tough, but not impossible to beat. And clever hackers have managed to get out of Martian facilities and Martian cells pretty easily. These are designed as holding cells. They're designed for on-ship punishment. They're not designed for long-term incarceration. So they're mostly just empty rooms with locked doors.
Okay.
Jatah
I was
is.
gonna say,
Sorry, go on.
let me first. Haha.
Yes,
I was
yes,
just going to say that Highland was just going to hold that stuff to himself for now. Go ahead.
Okay. Jatah was going to spend their time distracting Highland. I go, hey, Pampa.
Yes.
What do you call a falota prison on a Martian spaceship?
I don't know what.
A holding cell.
Hey, I don't quite get it.
It's okay.
Remember the can't.
Right, yeah, right.
Cass says that sarcastically.
All right.
I don't. I say it's
Sloan.
unsarcastic.
Sloan, what are you doing at this time?
I am kind of like, she's sort of putting together in her mind like what she wants to say to all of them.
Mhm.
But at the same time, she has a feeling they're probably being monitored anyway. So
Okay.
she also doesn't want to have that conversation in a space where it's not private.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or that she doesn't know for a fact it's private. So she is just kind of just sitting there, and she's just, whatever they do is they're fucking, they're just going to do it. And for now, she's just doing the seething rage silence.
Okay. So after a few minutes, in walks the someone you've not seen before. He's bulky, big. He's got darker features, like olive-ish skin, shock white hair, and he has these very, very blue eyes, like super turquoise blue. And he walks in and looks at all of you and goes, Cass, or it's Cassidy, right? Is his full name? Yeah.
Yeah, Lennox Cassidy.
Lennox Cassidy. You
Present.
You come with me. He points you out and kind of gestures for you to follow him.
All right. Cass stands up and he sort of stretches
Mhm.
for a second and then follows. Like he doesn't snap to attention, but he comes along.
You get led into another location. He sits you down, looks at you across the table, and goes, "What is a UN security agent doing in a top secret Martian facility?"
Former UN security agent.
Not from what we see here on these reports. Do you know a Mr. Lee?
I'm an independent contractor for Mr. Lee. My presence on the base has nothing to do with that work.
Okay, so let me ask you a different question. What is a former UN security agent who is an independent contractor for the UN and an independent contractor for the OPA doing in a top secret Martian facility?
As discussed, responding to a distress call and having the unfortunate experience of watching a former employer be torn apart by some sort of glowing blue zombie.
You mean the former employer that betrayed you and tried to kill you?
He did do that.
Seems
I will not.
Seems a little auspicious that it just so happened to be in the same place at the same time.
I can't make any commentary as to that. I can say that it was certainly not my or my crew's doing that there was, and I cannot stress this enough, a glowing blue zombie?
That's classified.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it is.
He looks down a little bit and looks back up and goes, "What do you know about Werner Highland?"
I know the man's a survivor. I know that I'm happy to have him at my back, and I know he's got a hell of a right hook.
Do you know that he's a pirate? I'm sorry, an independent contractor, as you like to say, who has been an independent contractor for many years?
Let's not mince words. Highland has a history of piracy. Independent contractors, pirates, not exactly the same thing. That being said, Highland is at present serving as a member of the Actium crew and taking the jobs that come to the Actium crew, and we engage in no piracy. That is not our bag.
How about Jita Khan?
I have suspicions that he has OPA ties. Obviously, you've seen his neck tattoos.
You have OPA ties, Mr. Cassidy.
You know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean, suspicion? Do you think he's a terrorist? A violent terrorist?
Violent? No.
There's no such thing as nonviolent terrorist, Mr. Cassidy.
Well, then I don't think he's a terrorist. I think he's a young man who's great with computers and bad with people.
All right. Thank you for your help, Mr. Cassidy. Mr. I'm trying to think of a good name for this one. Mr. Phillips. We'll escort you back to your cell. So this Marine kind of takes you by, pulls you up a little bit and takes you away back to your cell. And as the Marine walks back in and moves Cass back in, the Marine looks over and goes, "Miss Maddox."
That is Ms. to you.
Ms. I'm sorry, ma'am. The XO would like to see you.
She gets up. She goes with him.
Okay. He walks you over to the same man who's still sitting there, kind of looking up, and goes, "Oh, the brother or the sister of the captain. Welcome. I've heard so much about you." And he stands up and offers a hand and handshake.
She just kind of looks at his hand and she takes a moment to consider if she's going to shake it, and she does.
Okay. It's a firm grip, but it's definitely a respect. He's looking you in the eyes. His features seem to be softer than when we first saw him. He gestures for you to take a seat. He goes, "This is just a formality. Please take a seat."
She takes a seat.
He goes, "So what was the captain like when he was a kid?"
Duty driven. Very. I'm trying to think of the words. Character. Trying to think. Responsible.
Okay. Interesting to know. We heard that he and your brother Gunner, or Brick, your brother Brick, right? We heard that they got into some shenanigans when they were growing up.
I mean, kids are kids.
I mean,
kids are allowed to have fun and do goofy things. That's part of being a kid. I don't see how that's relevant to his current service.
Oh, it's not. It's just we've heard stories about a brisket heist.
She just starts laughing. She just nods.
Oh, okay. Well, Sloan, can I call you Sloan?
Sure.
Thank you. Sloan, Captain Maddox. From one Captain Maddox to another, it's an odd thing to see, but I guess there's a family of captains in your family. Sloan, what do you know about Cass?
I know that Cass is former UN.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of good reason to be angry at the UN. And personally, on a more personal level, what I know about him is that he can be unpredictable, but he strives to always do the right thing, even when it may not be the smartest thing, but he strives to always do what's right, at least in his interpretation of what right is.
Like trying to set up a war between the UN and Mars?
Oh my God, he is not trying to set up a war between the UN and Mars. He does not have the brain power for that one.
So are you doing this? Why were you in a secret facility?
I'm trying to set up a war between anybody. I'm just trying to make money and do good. And sometimes making money and doing good leads you into situations where, it's kind of a little fucked up. I don't know why it's us that keeps running into these situations where there's protomolecules and there's weird terraforming experiments that are no longer terraforming experiments going wrong. But I don't know, maybe it's because the guy that had hired us named Benji was, I suppose, a very, very shady motherfucker. And we've just been trying to put out his fires, so to speak, because they've been directly affecting us and through our journeys to do our jobs. Because of his corruption, because of his whatever the fuck, we have had people chase us. We've had run-ins that we did not want or ask for, but because of his correlation to us, we have been hassled, as well as by the Martian military, by the way. The fact that y'all even had anything to do with him makes me super suspicious, but at the same time, I know he's a shady motherfucker that's been lying to people, so I get that maybe y'all fell for the same crap we did at some point. And you're just going to have a harder time admitting it than we are, because you're a whole government entity and you're a military.
You said protomolecule. What does Benji have to do with the protomolecule?
I have no idea. That's exactly what I'm trying to figure out. So we could have common interests here. It's just that y'all are going to put us through all this.
By his actual last name. What do you know about Specialist Finch? I'm sorry, Mark
Mr.
Finch.
F. That's Mr. F, right?
Marcus
Is that
Finch?
the UN guy? He's a sorry, out
No,
of
that,
character.
I think that's Mark.
That's Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mark's
It
last
was just
name.
the F made me. I forget. I don't even remember his because I'm used to calling him Mark.
Yeah.
Marcus Finch. Marcus Finch is an exemplary person and one of the most excellent members of my crew.
Did you know that his former CO was the head of that base that you were in?
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't think
That was
I-
one of the
did
things you
I?
found out.
Okay, that must have been last season. I forgot that I
Yeah.
found that out.
You guys found out in a bar, in a Martian bar.
I will admit, we just recently found that out.
Does it seem a little odd that you just found out that your former boss, who you obviously have an issue with, was in a base with...
I mean, what would be wrong with it? I mean, if Mark had suspicions of the man before any of this happened, and then we get into what happened, doesn't that mean that he was right to have suspicion? Like, why should he be put on this whatever y'all are going to put him through? Because he had a good instinct about somebody that y'all did not.
You seem very upset. Is
I
there a
am
reason you're
upset. There's a lot to be upset about. What I'm upset about is the ridiculous bullshit that's going on in the world right now. Look at this. I mean, what are y'all doing over there? What is good about what happened over there? Nothing. I don't know I have an idea of what's going on over there, but what happened, what has been going on over there is highly dangerous and volatile to all human life, whether it's Belter, Earther, or Martian.
What do you think is going on over there?
I think that somebody's trying to make people more. I mean, I could tell you the evidence. I saw that thing existing without atmosphere. I saw that thing have ridiculous amounts of strength or ferocity. It clearly needs to, with the way it ripped Benji apart, and it didn't seem to care it was ripping him apart. It was more concerned about getting to what appeared to be a power source. It seems like you have a very parasitic super person thing that you're making. And what you're not understanding is how parasitic it's going to be to human life. Because if it takes down entire power systems, if that's what it feeds on, then what's to say it can't just drift its way through space and be used as some kind of weapon to take down space stations, to take down sectors of planets' power? It's going to do nothing but create harm and tragedy.
Mm.
There's an escalation of what happens when somebody's doing something that they shouldn't be doing. And in this case, God, the part of God is trying to be played by mere men and mortals. And that will never work. Ever.
Thank you, Sloan. Thank you, Captain Maddox. Mr. Phillips will take you back to your holding facility for now. Mr. Phillips, can you please bring in Mr. Highland? And Phillips nods, and Phillips tries to gesture you for you to follow him.
She stands, but she just looks back at the guy one last time, and she says, how the Martian military moves forward from this is going to speak volumes of how it is going to continue from this day forward.
He doesn't say
And
anything. Yeah,
and then she just leaves with the guy.
You get walked back to the cell. The door opens for the rest of you, and Sloane's being brought back in. And then the Marine looks over at you, Highland, and goes, Werner Highland?
Present.
Follow me, please.
Right.
Looks at everyone as he leaves.
You get brought out to the interrogation. By the way, when let's say this. Jata Highland, do you say anything to Cass or ask anything about Cass when he comes back in, or are you guys just quiet?
Yeah, because we have the time of Sloane's interrogation that the three of
Yeah.
us are alone in the cell.
Right. Good call. So what was that about?
They think I'm a UN spy. You, and he points at Highland. They think you're a pirate.
Okay.
And I did tell them you used to be a pirate, but you're a
You snitch.
valuable. I tell the truth, but I also told them you're a valuable member of the Actium crew and a survivor. And I told them you've got a mean right hook. So, Jata, they think you're a
I know about
terrorist.
my left hook.
No, I kept that a secret.
Anyway.
They think you're a terrorist.
I frighten babies, but I wouldn't call that terror. I mean, like, explain.
I mean, they think you're an active member of the OPA. I told them you're good with computers.
Okay. Anything else?
They don't like us.
Well, that
But-
much is clear. We're
yeah,
inside a
but-
holding cell.
That's easy. I don't like you.
Look, get in line, buddy. I spent years not liking myself at the bottom of a bottle. Anyway. Yeah.
I feel sorry for the bottle.
I don't even know what that means. Anyway, yeah. It's pretty clear they're gonna want to pin this on us. So let's see where the dice land. And then I just like post up in the corner where Sloane was sitting. I prop my feet up so I can lean against the wall. And I just like lean back and close my eyes.
Okay.
As he closes his eyes, I walk over and I kick the chair out from under him.
he falls. I'm sure.
Yeah. I fall over and I'm on the ground and I look at Highland. And then I just put my hands back behind my head and lay on the ground.
This is the moment I walked into. Yes, I love it.
All right. So they take you out, Werner. You walk into the same room as everybody else. Says same interrogator. Who you step in. He kind of stands up and goes, "Mr. Highland, I have heard so much about you. Please have a seat."
I'll stand. Thank you.
Oh, please. So he kind of gestured to the other side of the room. If you're gonna stand, please stand over there.
Very well.
All right. So he kind of sits down. And
The exit would be over there. I would have to get through you to get to the exit if anything was to happen, so you would understand why I would want to just stay right where I am.
Sure, Mr. Highland. And Phillips. He kind of gestures for Phillips to stand by the door. He kind of stands up and looks at you and goes, "You have a long record with the Martian military. You have a long record with the UN. You have a long record with the OPA. But the one thing I've noticed from all these records is you don't die. What's your secret, Highland?"
Well, a magician never reveals his secret. Sometimes if you have to disappear, you disappear.
Good point. What do you know about your crew members, Highland?
My crew members currently, or which ones are we talking about here?
The Actium crew members.
There are plenty of the Actium. Well, I know that they are offering me money, and I am able to work off some sort of debt. So they were able to keep me around. They also need someone to clean the shit off of their ship. They are a messy crew. And, well, really it. Up until recently, it was more of just a job that I needed to get from one place to another. But, well,
Do you
it's
like
everything
them?
that we saw. Well, what do you mean by that? Like, as the professional the professionalism could use a little bit of work. Like I said, they are a bit sloppy, but as things go on, I do see things getting by as well as it can be. They do not necessarily have a lot of respect for a hierarchy or lacking hierarchy that is inside the Actium. But besides that, I think everything is well on the up and up. But I don't think that's the question you want to ask me, is it?
Who do you really work for, Mr. Highland?
The same person you work for.
I work for the Martian military. You work for the Martian military?
At the end of the day, when you are laying, hopefully, fortunately, if you are to get there, I don't think you will, considering your path. But if you were to lay down at the end of this fantastical dream that I am going to take us on, lay down in your grave, right? And you look up at the stars wherever it may be, whether it be on you're being spaced into the black, or whether you are being buried into the red soot that is here in Mars, or whether you are on the in your Earth. It's really up to you whether you are working for the Martian military the whole time, or were you working for yourself?
That's pretty deep there, Mr. Highland.
Well,
You
many
s-
people let me talk. If you let me talk, I will continue talking.
If you like to hear yourself talk, don't you?
When I have a chance, I can.
You're a survivor, Werner.
Okay.
So, what if we gave you an option?
I don't like where this is going, but I'm listening.
You tell me everything you know about the real reason why you're in that base, and we'll let you go.
Me.
Just you.
No deal.
I guess you do like them. Phillips, take them away. And Phillips grabbed you and kind of walks you out the door. All right. So in the meantime, while Highland was being interviewed, Cass, Jata, Sloan, do you guys want to have a conversation?
Cass, like from his position, laying, eyes closed on the floor, just, how'd it go, Captain?
Fine.
About as well as can be expected.
They asked
You
me
didn't
about
tell
you.
them anything about us, did you? Like this Koyo over here?
They didn't ask about you, Jata. They didn't ask about Werner. They asked about Mark. And they asked about Cass.
Hmm.
I'd say I hope you told them the truth, but
Oh, I told them the truth. She's thinking about how she said you were. She's internally thinking about how you had no brain power to make a whole conspiracy happen. You radiated it away at this point. No,
yeah,
no.
that's
But yeah, she's just
well.
thinking about that. Yes, I told them the truth. Enough truth.
All right. Wonder how Jesse's doing planet side. I wasn't lying, by the way. The Actium's parked at Mariner Valley or wherever it's parked.
Yeah, Mariner Valley.
So, on the off chance we manage to get out of this and not spend the rest of our lives rotting in a Martian prison, we will have a ship.
You can't be worse than Klingon prison.
It's like Klingon prison, but Texan. So all the Klingons say, "Bless your heart."
All right.
No, but
So-
yeah,
Go ahead.
she just shrugs, and I guess they just wait for Werner to come back.
All
Yeah,
right,
I'm
so
sure
we're-
there's conversations like, so what do you think they're asking the professor?
So
Hmm.
they bring Werner back, and Phillips points at you, Jata, and says, "With me."
Can I bring my drink?
Yes, you're fine.
Where'd you get a drink?
Okay. There's a machine right there on the wall.
You have a vending machine in there. Jata hacked it and stole drinks from it.
Love it.
All right, so he walks you over to the facility. There, instead of the guy who was talking to everybody else, you see a very familiar person sitting in the interrogation seat. Jata, woman, nice suit, tied back hair. Diana.
Is she dirty? Ah, yes.
Yes. And walks up and goes, "Jata, my friend, welcome. It's good to see you again. Take a seat, please."
Okay.
How is the crew doing? I heard they're all aboard the ship.
Is shit? Yeah. They're
Yeah.
okay, I guess.
What's the protomolecule?
The who? The potato follicle?
You know what I'm saying. You know I was looking for it.
I'm not sure I follow, Diana. What's the... You need to explain, please. And why would you ask me if you're looking for something? I'm so confused. More confused than normal.
Jata, we
Yes.
both know you work for Mr. F.
Yes.
Mr. F has a keen interest in the protomolecule. A keen interest I would like him not to have.
Okay. All right, why?
You saw what it did in that facility. What it could do.
True. Very true. And what would you want to do with it?
My job is for the interests of Mars, and Mars alone.
Well, I have no love for the inners, especially, well, there are only two inner places, Mars and Earth. Makes it easy to count, but yes, I don't like them. So, what exactly is it in it for me, Diana?
Jata,
That's my name?
she pauses for a moment. I can get you and the whole crew out of this. I can get you a job. I can get you money.
I don't need the first two, but I'm listening.
I have need of someone to track down the protomolecule. Need to find it. I'll pay big money for it.
Uh-huh.
But I don't have anyone. Not of your caliber. Of you or Sloan or Highland or Cass or Mark. You all have had much more experience with this endeavor than anybody else I know. Everyone is looking for the protomolecule, and you always seem to get yourself wrapped up into something that Benji was doing. Just so happened that Benji was also looking for this.
True again, and then he died. So of course there has to be hazard pay for this thing. I'll give you one thing, Diana. So you want this potato thing, and you want us to go find it. Clearly, you think we know where to find it. Okay, I'll let you on this one then. If you let us go somehow from this place, then I shall endeavor to look for it for you.
You sure you didn't
I
find
wouldn't-
anything else in that facility? Nothing?
Death. Wait 1 minute. Do you not know what was going on in that facility?
I had ideas, but it wasn't my employers. They had an interest in that facility, but they didn't know what was going on. Someone else was pulling the strings there.
So how is it that you found yourself where you are right there? Why is there no sweaty goon that I can insult? And there's you instead. Sweaty still, but not much of a goon.
Well, when I heard what was going on from my sources, I decided to make a trip. Use my own resources to get access to the ship. It helps that Gunnar Maddox was is the captain of this little vessel. It was pretty easy for a friend of his sister's to show up. But how to put this? I need your help again, Jata. You and the whole crew. And I do not like being in the dark, especially my employers. I'm in a position to give you what you need. Freedom, money, a job. But I need some more information, and I need some guarantees.
Right. Speaking of guarantees, if you want anything from me, I am going to need some guarantees, as you can well understand.
What do you need?
Well, I don't really... How about this? Not that I really care for any of these people on this ship. Yeah, the Actium, but guarantee number one. See to their safety. Let me know that they're away. If you can do that for those chuckle fucks, then we can talk.
Jata, I don't think you understand. This job is for all of you. I just am talking with you.
I understand that.
Because I know you are a man who has the connections I need.
Yes, and I am saying that if you have any power whatsoever, you will do that.
Yeah.
And once you do that, then maybe we can talk.
I can do that. But I need to know one thing before everything else.
And that is?
Did you find any protomolecule in that base? Other than what was in those people.
Describe to me what this protomolecule looks like. There was a lot of stuff in the laboratory, as you can imagine.
Blue, glowing, kind of looks like fireflies. None of you seem to have been infected with it, so I assumed it wasn't there. These idiots didn't know the procedure for dealing with it, but it's not exactly public knowledge yet.
No. I'll let you in on a secret. There were documents in that station that we deleted that pertains to this this thing that you want. I think I know where to find it. What will need to be how do you say, released from here? It's stashed somewhere on this planet. Well, or in space, I imagine. But I may have it, or I may have an idea of where it is. But if we're to go looking for it, we need to be out. However, I have a lead.
Here's the deal.
Yes.
I let you go right now.
Uh-huh.
And you will first check in with a contact of mine at Ceres Station. Then
Ceres Station, okay.
Yes. Then you will find that protomolecule and give it to me.
Understood. Now, I hope you understand that this is just to guarantee my safety. Understandably, I am a filthy belter, yes? And if you were to be given this thing anytime soon, there is no guarantee of my safety. I'm sure you understand this, yes?
Yes.
Understood. Okay, perfect. Ceres Station?
Ceres Station.
Okay, how do we get there?
We'll drop you off back at your ship. Still waiting at the spaceport in Mariner Valley, I believe.
Understood. We're gonna need some upgrades to the ship to get us there. You know, just in case. Space is dangerous nowadays.
Like what?
Belt on, belt of violence, all that stuff.
Like what,
If
Mr.
you-
Chata?
Can you guarantee us a retrofit? More equipment, more supplies.
What do you need in
free.
terms of equipment and supplies? I can get you what
I'm
you need,
sure-
but I need to. I need to know.
I'm sure if you send a quartermaster to us, they'll be able to hook us up. I am no quartermaster myself. I'm just trying to look out for mine, you know.
Yeah, I get it. All right. Deal.
I'd shake your hand, but I'm drinking right now.
As you drink, she kind of stands up, looks at you, goes, Phillips, take them all to my shuttle. Looks at her for a moment, and looks back at you, and looks at her. She looks at him dead in the eye and goes, to my shuttle. And no, don't give them their power armor back. That's Martian government property. And he shrugs and leads you back to the room. All right, so
You mind if I refill my drink before I leave?
She laughs and shakes her head and goes, "Whatever you need, Jata." All right. In the meantime, while Jata
gets them all.
while Jata is being led back, while Jata is being interviewed, Cass, you're still on the ground. Highland, you're there. Sloan, you're there. What do you say? Anything? Any conversation?
Wonder how Mark's doing.
I miss Mark.
Where is Mark?
I mean, based on the fact that they couldn't get to that handle, he's probably still on the business end of an angle grinder.
This is where she
Right.
finally kind of giggles.
Right.
Crazy bastard.
Not as crazy as jumping from the stratosphere
And blowing up a nuke.
and blowing up a nuke.
Takes crazy to know crazy.
Yes.
I like to imagine that at that moment, Jata comes around the corner and I get to say, and here's some right now.
What was that?
Just
It's
happy
going
to
to-
see you, buddy.
He called you crazy. You're crazy.
Phillips looks at all of you
I
and
remember
sighs, and goes, "Your buddy Jata has negotiated for your release."
It was crazy now. Oh, the guy with the drink.
Cass opens his eyes at that and like looks at Jata like, okay, all right, whatever, and like sits up.
And Phillips, he doesn't let you leave the room, but he starts bringing in stuff and he starts putting stuff down. And he looks at you, Cass, and says, "That's Martian government property. We're keeping that, but everything else should be fine." And so you all get all of your equipment back, but you do not get your power armor back.
Right, because it was OP.
Yeah, it was OP.
Well, Cass's response is literally like, "I was just borrowing it to help out with a problem."
But as he kind of puts your stuff back in you hear the click clack of high-heeled shoes, which seems odd in a Martian ship. And in walks, in a perfectly white business suit, an immaculately done hair and makeup, Diana.
When she walks in, Cass looks over at Jata again and he goes, "I see,"
Yeah.
and just starts like strapping his stuff on.
She looks at all of you and she looks at Sloan and goes, "Captain Sloan."
Diana.
It sounds like, according to Mr. Jata in our conversation, that you all will be working for me again.
Weren't we already?
You were earlier, but
Like we worked for her, we finished that job, and then we were doing something else, I think.
yeah. She was the one who got you back to Mars, but she was just trying to get back to Mars.
Yeah.
She was chasing down leads on Benji and then got you back to Mars.
Right.
She's the one that I gave the pistol to because she was being stalked, right?
Yeah. No, that was a different one.
Right. God, it's so many people.
Yes.
Lot of people.
The one that you met at the secret location, who was
Because she's a scientist.
yeah, that was a scientist. Diana is a different one.
Got
She was the one
Gotcha.
who helped you release the lock on that pirate station and got you out.
Right.
Yeah.
What is your job then?
Do any of you know who Marco Inaros is?
I'm going to make an intelligence current affairs check.
Do I?
Yes, you would.
Would I? I thought
Yes.
so.
Yeah, you would definitely know him. He's a famous pirate,
Right.
member of the OPA and radical factions of the OPA.
That's what I thought.
I just want to know if I know anything like recent. Like
Go and give me that. Oh yeah,
I think I'll
Give me
raise
that.
my eyebrows at it, but I won't respond directly.
12.
12. You know he's a minor player in the OPA. He's known, but no one likes him in the OPA. He's very much a fringe actor in the OPA. Very violent kind of guy.
Pirate?
He's also a good source of income. We'll just say that. Mr. Inaros knows something that we need involving the proto-molecule.
Just keep saying proto-molecule.
Right here, this is where I'm going to do something.
Okay.
She's going to kind of look at Diana, and I'm going to spin. There's this thing that you get with relate, because I have a relationship point with her.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I can get a stunt point to spend on a social interaction with her to do a stunt, but also I have to do like a test, I think, with it. And this test I want to do is I want to do communication leadership. And I want to like kind of put my foot down with her and basically I want to say to her, you know, look, we've been dealing with a lot of shady shit, a lot of shady people. And I'm sure that you're aware of our testimony to the various, to whatever his name was, Mr. Phillips.
Yeah, I never give a name, but yeah.
Yeah. She's like, I'm sure you're aware of our testimony. So how about you give us a little, like, how about we get a little less vague here? And because vagueness, I'm done with. I'm done with vagueness from people. I need to know exactly what you want and what we need to do. And so the stunt point I want to buy here, so I'm going to roll leadership.
Okay.
I was wanting to mess with her.
So
Okay.
you'll end up with 3 total stunt points. 'cause you're-
Okay, so now that might actually change the social stunt I use. Sorry, clicking around. So I have what? That I had 3 total now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know, I'm gonna do 1 stunt point on the one that I was gonna use, cards on the table. If you were completely honest when making this test, your target must be completely honest in the next social test against you during this encounter.
Okay.
This doesn't stop either character from omitting information and offering misleading truths. So there
Okay.
you go. There's something. And then I'll use the other 2. That is sway the crowd, I suppose. Or no, I'll do impress. I'll actually spend 2 on impress, which is gain 1 plus 1 stunt point. No, I
No,
don't.
plus 1
For the
per
next.
stunt point spent. So if you
Yeah.
make another social test against her, you'll get a plus 2
Yeah.
bonus on it.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
That's what I want then.
Okay.
Yes.
She looks at you and goes, we know each other well enough that I'm not going to lie to you. What I really want is Mr. Pope's head on a platter. Because Mr. Pope has the only known, that as far as I know, sample of the proto-molecule. and you'd rather have it in my hands than in Mr. Pope's hands. You've seen what he can do. him and his ilk, like Benji, who used to be his employer, if you don't remind you,
Yeah.
created what you saw on that planet. My employers, your allegiance, they want to keep it safe. They want to use it for the good of Mars.
Well, I don't know what happened down here, but that didn't look like it was for the good of Mars.
That
So-
wasn't my employers. That was another faction that was meddling in the affairs that they shouldn't have.
Yeah, but if the Martian military is going to do this, if somebody in the Martian military is going to do this, what's going to stop them from just getting it from you? I mean, it seems like everybody's trying to get this thing to change hands. Everybody's after this, and it's constantly changing hands. So how are you going to protect anybody else from getting it from you once you have it?
Sloan, we've known each other for a while. Months of travel across the entire system. Do I look like someone who is incapable of protecting something?
No, but the problem is there are plenty of people that are capable of taking things, no matter how capable you are of keeping it protected.
Do you trust me?
Not one bit. Cass just like jumps in.
I do, and I mean, she has pretty, yeah, they don't like it, but she has pretty good interactions with her overall in character,
Yeah.
but like, she's just like, I'm in a place where I don't know who to trust anymore, and I think you should understand that.
I get
My
that.
trust, all of my trust today in so many people and so many things has been completely depleted. I am tired.
Let me show you the trust you need. You're free to go to my shuttle, take you to your ship.
All right, well, so I don't die in the freaking shuttle,
Go ahead.
mob style.
Question, Diana. Our pilot. I'm like referencing Mark.
Yeah. Okay, he's already in the shuttle.
Excellent. And B, our backup pilot, who I assume was arrested as soon as the Actium landed.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, that is a shock.
Me and my employers have a lot of pull. And when the Actium showed up, I made sure that no one touched it.
All right. Well, let's hope Jesse doesn't have cabin fever.
She gestures for you to follow her as she heads towards the shuttle.
Cass very specifically defers and lets Sloan go first.
Sloan, do you follow her?
Oh, now we're gonna pretend I'm the captain, huh? All right, let's go.
Okay, so you all walk. Wait, follow?
Where are we going?
To Diana's shuttle.
Oh, I follow.
Yes, we do.
So you all follow into the shuttle. You see Mark kind of just already in the shuttle, strapped in. And she kind of, when she walks in, she walks up through the open hatch in the pilot bay and climbs into the pilot seat and starts flipping switches and such. And then looks back at the rest of you and goes, "This shouldn't be as hard as the last time. Navy pilots tend to be a little rough." She looks back at Mark, and Mark kind of looks. He's bruised. His ego is bruised a little bit, but he doesn't say anything. And after a few minutes, you feel the of you undocking, and if you weren't sitting in your seats, you're now floating.
Cass
Yeah,
like
okay,
pushes
okay.
over to a seat and just like braces. I'm assuming there's like handholds.
Yeah, there's like a bar that you can pull and down on yourself, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
seatbelt, but
Sloan
I
got
am
strapped in
floating a bit.
immediately.
What's up,
I'm
Highland?
sorry.
I just said there's no seatbelt, but there's a seatbelt that I'm not wearing, and I'm just sort of floating and enjoying the zero G bit.
Yeah, Cass is more comfortable in 0G than he used to be, but does get strapped in once it's clear we're prepping for takeoff.
Jata, are you sitting down or not?
I'm floating now, yes?
Yes.
I go upside down and I look at everybody and I go,
You look better, Jata.
much better.
All right. After a few moments, she kind of like yells back, "Best strap in."
Can I strap it upside down?
It'll hurt your shoulders.
I wouldn't suggest it, but you can try.
Okay. I turn back and I strap up.
I don't strap in, but I hold myself close.
Okay. So after a few moments, you feel the acceleration kick, and you get jostled a little bit. And everyone give me a Constitution check, difficulty 9.
She lied. This feels the same way.
As soon as weight comes back to Cass, he just like breathes out and he's like, ah,
Yeah.
My back.
You are fatigued, Jata, but everybody else is fine. Werner, you were great. Yeah. But like it's a lot more gentle in the approach, and you can feel gravity starting to take hold as you're going there, and eventually you're back into like the Martian gravity as the ship is descending. You feel the ship descending, and after a few moments, the ship comes to a rest, and the doors back open, and you see you're in a docking bay of some kind. And Diana steps up and kind of walks out the back and goes, "Your ship is in docking bay 4C. They're waiting for you there. She looks over at Jatan and says, "Tell me what you need and I'll get it for you."
Okay. Hey, boss man. I turn to Sloan. We need anything for the ship? For free?
I guess DM, like, I assume there's supplies we need restocked.
Yeah, I mean, just general supplies, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
Ammo for the PDCs, that sort of thing.
Yeah. All of that, and get your man to install one of them drink machines. I'm good to go.
Done. She walks out the back, and as she walks out the back, she stops and turns one more time and goes, "It's a pleasure working with you all again. Just remember, I'm going to pay you. This is a working relationship. This isn't just me getting you out of trouble."
As long as it's not one of them cryptocurrencies, I'm fine.
And when will we get paid for this?
When the job's done.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure our freedom gets bundled in as the hiring bonus.
We're alive, aren't we?
All right.
Despite my best efforts, yes.
She walks off the back and walks into the main hallway, and with that, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, everybody.
Woo!
Nice.
Welcome back. I'm guessing HP had to jump off a little bit. Anyways, you all are just hanging out of the drop ship. Diana's walked off. What do y'all do?
I guess I'm inside the Actium now, right?
You guys are landed in on a pad.
Be.
You can be walking to the Actium if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit, worn out from the journey, so I'm going to probably just go to the Actium and rest my ass.
Okay. Sloan?
She is gonna trying to think. Yeah, for now she's just going to the Actium. She can go get changed and take a shower and all that. Like, it's been a day. It's been a day,
Highland?
y'all.
I think it's probably gonna go onto the ship and, get ready. Maybe go to his bunk, rest, because it's been a hell of a time.
Cass?
Cass is going to check on Jesse.
Okay. So you all walk in. Jesse takes one look at y'all when you come in and goes, "You look like you beat dogs. What's going on? What happened? What happened to the armor? What?
You ever microwaved a piece of meat?
Yeah?
Yeah. And Cass just like walks past him and like slaps him on the shoulders and like, glad you're okay.
All right. So everyone give me, this will be a bit of an interlude while everything's getting set up. So let's for those of you who don't know what interludes are, let me look up the actual rules for them, but they're essentially like long rests, but not just long rests. You also get to do things with them. So, let's go with
Filler episodes.
yes, interlude. All right. Okay, interludes. When characters perform needed maintenance, upkeep of equipment, ships, interludes, interludes can be opportunities for characters to bond, to get to know another, blah, blah, blah. So, just some time down. Interludes. All right. So, so everyone gets 10 plus their level per of fortune per 8 hours. So you all get at least 18 or plus level fortune. So 10 plus your level, which is what, you're level 3?
4 right now.
4, yeah. You're also level 5 now. So we'll just say that after that adventure.
Oh, nice.
But when we come back from our mid-season break, we will have leveled up our characters.
Exactly. So what would you be doing in this downtime while the ship is getting restocked and repaired and all that kind of stuff? Let's start
Cass
with
is
Cass,
just
yeah.
gonna. Just a quick thing. Cass is gonna send a message to Mr. Lee. Just 2 words. It's done, because our job was to kill Benji.
Yeah. You all increase your fortune by 2. Not your fortune.
Increase it max?
Your income by 2.
Oh, nice.
So income, the way it works, just as a reminder, is instead of having gold or money or whatever calculated, you every time you buy something, you roll an income roll, and if you succeed the income roll, then you reduce your income by how much it cost. But that it just means that you can like pay for things that are more expensive than your income, but you have a higher chance of losing more income as a result. So things that are under your income levels generally are easier to not lose income, but anything that's over an income level you can purchase, but will cause some loss in revenue.
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah, if it's under your income and it's available, you can just buy it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sorry, I missed it. I was trying to work it out earlier. We get 18 plus our level, and
It's 10 plus your level of fortune. Yeah, 10 plus your level.
10 plus level. So we're getting 15 right now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. That's all I need to know.
That's for 8 hours.
Yeah, with money, if it's under your fortune and available, you can just buy it. If it is over your fortune, you have to roll to buy it. And if you succeed, or not fortune, income. I hate that those two words are.
I know, because we're used to fortune being
Money.
Right.
Yeah.
But if it's over your income, you have to do a roll, and if you succeed, your income reduces by 1 by default, by 2 for more expensive things.
So here are some examples of things you can be doing as well for interludes. Advancement. You can advance with an organization. You can maintenance. So you can just make sure that things are functioning properly. You can make or fix something. You can recover if you want to try to recover more. We'll do recovery checks again next time. But if you want to try to do it on your own, so you're not injured, because I think you are all fatigued. Some of you are fatigued, and some of you are also injured. So it would remove the fatigued status essentially, and then injury would require, I think, another roll for the long-term injury. You can relate. You can just hang out with other people. Increase your reputation or create a new one. You can put some time and income into maintaining your lifestyle. So essentially, if your lifestyle is what it is, buying clothes or whatever it is, right. Researching, training, or working if you just want to pick up a job.
I think Highland's going to spend his time recovering from his injury, mechanically, but narratively, I think he's also going to check in on Jata. But I don't know how would I go about by recovering my injury?
Oh, just make a Constitution check. If it's better than TN 11, you're good. You're good.
Right. Yeah, so I think he spends a lot of time just resting, which he doesn't like doing. But I think usually he's up trying to like keep his mind busy. But he's been needing to rest, and I think a lot of the time when people are like, "Oh, where's Highland?" He's probably just in his room, laying down, maybe napping, because he was just pumped with a bunch of radiation and also like threw out his back and then was thrown onto the ground. So he's like got a lot of resting that he's got to take care of, and maybe also just getting used to the radiation and like how draining that could be and how fatiguing that could be. So it's probably just his mindset of getting used to that cumbersome, heavy feeling. But I think also during that he's going to probably wander over to wherever Jata may be, whether it's working somewhere or whatever Jata's doing. So I guess maybe that is where I will just pass over to Meyer if Meyer has anything ready, and then we could have a scene between the two of our recoveries or whatever these are.
Okay,
sounds good.
I'm in the kitchen after they've installed the drink machine. I'm hiding the proto-molecule vial inside the hollow space in the drink machine. Since they put it there, they would not think to check.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just making myself a drink, and also as part of
this is bluer than usual.
I thought Martians used red LEDs almost exclusively.
Give me
also,
so this would be making, I think. So give me. I'm trying to think of a good test for this one.
Jata with a Pepsi jumpsuit, just with a Pepsi machine open and like a blue glowing vial with like fireflies flying around it.
Just I thought it could use some RGB.
Try
All
new
the RG.
Pepsi Proto.
Let's go with
Propsy.
Your joke was better.
dexterity crafting.
I didn't hear what yours was.
I don't got crafting, but I can go dexterity.
TN 11.
TN.
Oh, exactly what you needed.
Drink. Okay.
So you're able to hide it into the drink machine in a way that would keep it away from other people and keeps it nice and cold.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
I also, as part of my reputation thing, because that's part of the interlude thing, because we have just come back from a Martian base, I have essentially put together a map because I have all the downloaded map data from my thing from downloading it, and I'm sending it to my contacts in the OPA to increase my standing.
Okay. Let me
Nice.
double check that real quick.
You've unlocked a new title.
Yeah.
Hacker man.
I've been playing
Your
too much.
faction has recognized you.
Jata,
Yeah.
quote, I'm in.
You may
I'm
refer
in
to me as
Akon.
Hakaloda now.
Reputation. All right.
Jata hacked too much time.
Jata, hack the future, Akon.
Hacked too much time on my
Give me-
hands.
Give me a communications check. TN10.
Communications. I believe that I have a talent that can make anything to do with computer systems immediately become intelligence.
That's
And
fine. That works
technology.
too.
Okay.
TN10.
Because I would hate to fail that.
There we go.
18.
All right. Yeah, you're good. You know, are you keeping up with the? Do you tell them about the protomolecule and everything, Mr. F?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
No?
not quite. Not yet. Not here.
Okay.
Yeah, if you tell them about the protomolecule right now, that'll change the entire series, and we can't.
Yeah. Well, technically, they already know about the protomolecule. This is
No,
this,
but not this one.
not this one. No, that's true. That's true.
I think we've officially entered like
Alternate
vaguely
universe.
non-canonical
Yeah.
territory.
Yeah.
To dance around the canon.
So let's go with so you're able to keep up with things. You start hearing rumors about the actions on Ganymede and or not Ganymede, where was it?
Arrows.
Not Eros. This is well after Eros.
Series.
Not series.
Are we just naming places from the
Europa.
series now?
It might be Europa. Yeah, actually.
Mars.
What happened? If you tell me what happened, I can tell you where it was, maybe.
So about the attempted launch of the we know in the series as they were hybrids. They covered it up as an attack by a radical faction of the OPA that was stopped.
Oh, yeah, where the lab was.
Yeah, where they tried to launch all those
Mirrors
protomolecules. Yeah.
Jules Pierre Mao's
Yeah.
lab.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember, but I don't remember where. Sorry, I lied.
Trying to find it.
Not
Really
Europa.
quick.
It might have been Europa. It was the same place that had the child there as well, yes.
Yeah.
Is this word necessary?
No.
Can we find out the name later and then?
Yeah, we can find it out later.
Okay.
It's
'Cause
basically you find out there was
I'm
an
losing
attack. You basically find an attack. So,
Okay.
and it was stopped by James Holden again. So
That's the guy from the joke.
yes.
From the first half.
Yeah.
Over what's the first half?
So as you're in your room, kind of doing things, you hear a knock on the door with Highland there.
Yes. I slammed the the drink machine door shut, and I.
Eberatna.
Bumpa. How's it going?
It's going. It's just it's radiation. It's something. It's not
Yeah.
feeling well. It's hard to keep things up or down. I don't
Yeah.
really know.
It's
I
not
like-
doing wonders for the complexion, Pampa. I can tell you that. But yeah.
Very well. Yes, I probably feel worse than I look. But I was wondering what deal you struck with them, because they also offered me a deal as well.
Oh, what was your deal?
Well, I guess they were offering to get me out of just me out of holding for information about who put us up to whatever we were doing down there.
Uh-huh.
And I said, no deal. And I was hoping for them to bargain a bit, but they just said, all right, get out of here. And then they moved me out.
I see. Did you get the lady as well, or no?
No, I have not. It was just a man.
Okay. Okay, my deal was that they wanted. Remember the talk about the potato, the potato, the patiti,
The batata, plantain.
plantain molecule. Yes, so they wanted that. So I said, okay, we'll do it, but only if you pay us. But it's fine. And then she was like, wow, yes. And then that's all. So here we are.
Well, that was it. I thought it would be more than that, but
Right? Nah, I didn't do much, no. But we have to talk about this later once we're off the planet.
I feel like we are. Are we off the planet?
No, you're still on the planet, but you're in.
Oh,
you're
I
in
thought
the,
I thought an interlude was happening like as a monologue, as like a montage.
It is, but it's you're on the planet. You're getting refit as it is. It's like happening. It's happening as a montage over like 8 hours or so. So, yeah.
Okay. I thought this was like fast
You're still in the
travel.
yeah. We're not quite on the
Montage,
fast travel.
RP.
We'll do the fast. We'll do the
Well,
fast travel
okay,
at the
okay,
end. So,
okay, okay.
yeah.
Well, then I go, okay, well, then let's talk about it when we are not here on this rock.
Yeah, no, this red dirt has ears, so it's best if we don't.
Right, there's probably ears in here. Did we do a sweep of, we should probably do that. Do you want to sweep with me? We'll sweep the Actium, see if there's any bugs or anything.
I mean, sure, I guess, if I have to. Okay,
It's probably a good idea.
I'll get the brooms.
All right, well, that's not what I meant. I meant we would actually probably just go ahead
Oh,
and
oh, yes,
We
a
would
bug.
like-
Yeah, okay, all right, okay, that's easier. Okay, all right, okay.
You just give me a quick, perception check, searching.
A bug
for
check?
Seeing, yeah, a bug check. Check for bugs.
Seeing,
If,
hearing,
if I
seeing,
was to
hearing,
use my,
Seeing and hearing is fine. Either one of them is fine.
if I was to use my, data pad to like scan for stuff somehow,
Yeah, you can
could
do
I
that.
make it a tech check?
Yeah. You do a check.
Because I never fail these.
There we go.
I mean, don't let me not roll tech checks.
except for that one time.
There is no bugs that you can find at all.
Not even in the drink machine.
I mean,
You find some little blue
know,
fireflies.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't find anything really. Highland actually does find the vial inside the Greek drink machine though while he's going through it
Okay. Yeah.
because
would
because you're
Jatara
searching
let
for
me near
bugs,
it at
right?
all?
That's
Yeah.
the question. Would you tell?
I am making sure. I am behind him the entire
You're
time.
watching and waiting, for, like just like it's gonna happen. He's gonna see it.
Yeah.
Just
That's
because
right.
you're okay.
That's what I did.
So you stop him from opening it up.
Yeah, I think he goes, "What?"
Yeah. Pampa, don't touch it. Don't touch it. We'll talk about it later. Very important. Our lives.
All right, okay.
Kicks the
Back to
panel of it
sweeping.
closed.
You know, for dirt and dust bunnies.
And dust bunnies. No
Red dust bunnies were on Mars.
Red
It's not
ones,
like
exactly.
Exactly.
Well, we'll get the red dust bunnies and we'll...
Okay.
All right, let's do it with Sloan. Sloan, what are you going to be doing during this break period?
First, she's gonna go see Mark about getting a quicker heal up because I don't want to spend my whole interlude recovering.
Oh yeah, I meant to say that. Highland, by the way, you
Yeah, I probably would have spent a lot of time there.
you actually the way that it works is every time you do a medical check, a successful medical check, you get points based off the drama die. And if you have a status, you have to get up to 5 points. You got a 6 on the drama die, so you're good. You're completely feeling great. So,
Thank you.
all right. So yeah, I'll have Mark roll it for you.
Yeah, and he has that
medical-
bio bot. He has a bot too. So I mean,
Yeah.
the drone.
Give some bonuses. Let's see, it's like a +2 as well.
The autodoc.
10, 11. Yeah, you're gonna want that one. You're feeling great. 6 in the drama die too. So
Okay.
you're completely healed up.
Okay, and then when she's done with that, she's gonna be going to like her room. And here's the scene. Are y'all ready for a scene?
Sure.
Sons of bitches. They're gonna hear it from me. And she's gonna have the computer contact who is it? Sorry. Her brother, Gunner. While she's
Okay.
doing this.
Yeah, you get a call back pretty quickly. Sloaney?
I hope you're not in too much trouble.
No, you're fine. Your friend Diana covered all of that. I'm not going to talk about this over secure channels, but
I already said what I needed to say about it, and you know how I feel about it.
I don't have a
hope that you
choice in the
help
matter.
I hope that you help the Martian military do better, brother.
I'll do what I can.
Change doesn't happen unless you incite it. You can't just stand by and be silent. Because I won't.
I'll do my
Love you.
best.
Bye.
Love you too. Bye. Anything else?
She is going to spend her interlude doing research as well.
Okay, what are you going to research?
I'm going to research the history of the protomolecule that I can find, and I'm also going to be researching like some of the theories behind how that molecule can be used.
Okay, give me an intelligence check.
Okay. Put my glasses back on because I can't see anything. I don't know where I put them. I was like throwing stuff. Okay. Okay, here we go. Buttons. Okay, so that was an intelligence check, you said?
Yeah, intelligence research, but I know you don't have research, so.
Yeah.
But you
I have science. But my science is history. Well, I am kind of researching the history of it too, so I can actually plausibly use it.
Go for it. That's a good one.
That's one of the things I want to. That's the angle she'll come at it from.
Yeah.
16.
All right. So you generally find out that there's a lot of conspiracy theories about it. You know from your own experience that it has something to do with Eros and something to do with Venus, based off of what you've been told. You haven't been told a ton,
Right?
But you hear rumors that by the way, I found out it was the Io campaign, that the incident at Io between the Martians and the UN dealing with the attack, that was is theoretically having something to do with the protomolecule. You also hear there's a lot of rumors. Essentially, all you know about it based off of so far is it is some kind of biological weapon. No one knows who made it, but it can do some crazy things. There's theories that it can completely negate the rules of science and nature, as far as you know it.
So it's basically a Newton's laws breaker.
Yeah, it breaks everything. It does, and there is a lot of rumors of horrific experiments done by it. And some people are blaming the Belters. Some people blame the UN. Some people blame Mars. Some people blame any of the companies. Jules Pierre Mao comes up. Pope comes up.
Right, like
blaming everyone for it.
It's just it just seems like a lot of fingers are being pointed at each other, but there's no clear answer as to like who's doing what with it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Some of it's kind of clear, but not all of it, and it's shady. It's just shady AF.
Yeah, it's just shady.
Okay. I mean, she kind of. I mean, I would figure she would have had a sense of that before going, but now she's like, yes, it's super shady.
Mhm.
So with that information, she's going to kind of compile that research together, and she's going to kind of basically send that out to everybody's data pads without like with just like a simple message of like required reading is what it's going to say. And it that's going to be the message that comes with it. It's literally going to be all this research so that they can all peruse through it themselves and they can like kind of see like what she's put together for them and all that so they can also all better understand it. Just like she does.
Mail.
Yeah, you all have that information.
You've got mail.
Point of order.
Go ahead.
Let's say I was to get 3 on my first die and 4 on my second die. I can do something with my fortune to get 4 on my first die, yes?
You can spend 4 fortune. Yes.
Yeah.
GM,
Yeah.
if it's okay with you, narratively speaking, would I, when I was hiding the protomolecule inside the drink machine,
Mm-hmm.
would I have been able to do that?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to do that.
Then you have 4 stun points.
2. It's changing it was a 3-4-2 on that roll. So
Yeah,
it's
you
changing
change
the 3
to a
to
4.
a 4, so he gets 2 stun points.
2 because it's a drama die, right? Yeah.
Oh. How many fortune would I have to spend to get 4 stun points?
8.
On the jump, 8.
Can I do that?
Yeah. Just make sure you mark it
Okay.
down.
All right. I've removed 8 stun points. I would like to buy It Wasn't Me so that I can frame Diana for putting the thing in the drink machine.
All right. Sounds good. All right.
And I
Go
just
ahead.
wanted one more thing. I wanted to do like because nobody like there was nothing said about the footage taken off of her, like footage being taken off of her armor. She had recorded footage.
Yeah.
Like
There's
on
nothing.
our-
It's still on your armor. No one checked it.
Yeah, so that is like that's been uploaded to the ship into like a super secure place. Like I don't know if how this kind of thing works. If there's like more secure parts of our hardware of our hard drive space.
Yeah.
I may have a
probably.
server.
It's on the folder labeled.
Okay.
Definitely not porn.
Okay, she's gonna
It's next to the
approach.
homework folder.
Yeah, I mean, she would have like approached. There's a point. Like she would have approached Jata and basically said, "I need to know where our most secure server is."
Oh, you just want to
Or-
find out exactly where all our encrypted data is, just because. Yeah.
Yeah, and it gets us
Um,
all to roleplay.
Uh,
Jata,
yes.
I need to find the most secure place to upload information to on the ship.
That would most likely be the ship computer, boss man. You would like me to do it?
Well, I think you can assume that I'm asking for something even more secure than just the ship's computer.
Fine, if I must. GM, how do I do
Mhm.
that? How do I do that?
You're trying to find the most
cryptography check?
secure. Yeah, cryptography
No.
check.
I probably know, right? I want to hide this information inside maybe perhaps an encrypted part of the ship's black box.
Yeah, you can even encrypt it further because you are that good. So
Okay.
give me a
Okay.
cryptography check.
All right. Okay, there it is. Sorry. Cryptography, technology, cryptography. And what's the target number?
Target number would be 15.
Okay.
You're trying to hide this well. So yeah, you're good.
Okay, 19. Also, boss man, we need to talk. The whole crew. Minus that other person, I don't remember. The one with the J.
Jesse.
Not
Yeah.
not not me.
Jesse.
The other. Yeah. Yes. Who is that person? Anyway.
I planned on getting us together in the next couple hours.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I'll
We
let you
need
all
to, once we're in space, we need to talk.
Of course. That's exactly what I planned for too.
Okay.
She just nods to you and she walks away after we've uploaded the thing.
Okay. I guess I'm just alone.
Cass.
Cass is going to also visit Mark.
Okay.
For some
Auto
Heals.
doc
some
loving.
steel goods.
Yeah.
Hi, Cass. How's it going?
T11. Boom. So you have 4 down. So it would take another extended rest, but you're being treated. So you have 1
Yeah.
more. You're still injured, but yeah.
All good. I'll get the rest of the treatment on the way. And then at some point during that interlude, Cass is going to go see Sloan.
Okay.
You're muted.
Yeah, she'd be back like in her room or something, or probably making food or whatever.
Yeah, Cass will wait until she's in a place where he can go see her in private.
Okay. Yeah. Then
But by the way,
yeah.
in the meantime, what's going on is the ship's getting refilled and being loaded up in the cargo.
Yeah,
bay
there's
and
people
stuff, so-
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he'll.
Oh,
Oh,
I-
go ahead.
sorry. I sent a message to Sloan on her terminal,
Mhm.
and no, in fact, as she's leaving, I say the password is smiley face nails emoji.
But then you send me the real password just to see if anybody tries to break in. Next level.
You've got nails.
Oh man.
got
But
me.
yeah, I'll like ring the beeper on Sloane's door.
It opens like she just kind of. I guess there's like a button or something. She just
Mhm.
she lets you in.
Captain.
She like turns from her desk. Yes,
Got a second?
do.
Excellent. And he steps in and closes the door. Figured you might want to debrief since things got a little hairy there.
Yes.
I fill Sloan in on everything that happened on the Actium while she was away and all of my attempts to reach them and warn them.
Okay.
Okay, and she just kind of listens to all this. She just lets you tell the story.
He tells the story of coming to the decision to jump out of the ship.
She is trying so hard not to be mad, but also laugh at you for doing She just like, all right then.
So, just want to make it clear. I absolutely respect your command. I would just like to make the case that I was in what might be considered a high stress situation at the
I
time
hear
that
you.
went down.
I hear you. And I would say
And,
that's fair.
And frankly,
Thanks.
I would not have done something that reckless if my end goal was not legitimately to keep that fucking thing from getting loose on Mars.
I could see how when the situation played out earlier that it was all a little stress inducing based on everything we had all been doing, including yourself.
Yeah.
What I
And
would
I-
say is that yes, it was a reckless decision, and I understand your reasoning for it. But when there's a lack of communication going on, it becomes twice as dangerous, if not like tenfold.
I agree. That being said, I do also want to make it clear that if we were to go back to that moment and the decision came back down to putting the lives of everyone on this ship on the line or letting something like that get out, I would make the exact same decision again.
I understand.
All right.
Thank you for the debrief.
Thank you. I'm just glad we're all back on the ship.
I am too.
I'm going to go have a drink.
Not too much.
He nods. Like, Cass is past that point in his life.
Mhm.
But
But it was a stressful day. She's just kind of being like,
yeah.
don't let that be an excuse. That's like her subtle way of saying, don't let what today happened today be an excuse to get screwed up. You know?
Oh, no, I'm sure we have a briefing planned once we're in the air. So I'll be ready. And then Cass retires to the kitchen and pours a shot. And literally, like, anytime anybody would make their way through the kitchen,
Okay,
he's
company,
offering.
I'll get you a soda. All right, I will.
This is-
Oh my god.
Professor's doing the job of bartender now. No, but yeah, like, Cass will sit down at the table and just like pour a drink and nurse it, and he's welcoming and open to people sitting down and joining him for a drink, but doesn't want to really talk anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. She probably like within the next hour or so start getting out there and kind of like making food for everybody. So she'd be kind of hanging around a little bit.
All right. So with that, we're going to come up towards the end. They finish loading everything in. You guys are ready to head out. You guys have rested a little bit. And before you go, you get a message from Diana, which is a text message that says, "My representative will be with you shortly."
You what?
It's just a text. And you get a notification that someone is at the door. And your external cameras show who this person is. He looks up to the cameras because he kind of knocks on the door, kind of looks around and goes,
It's your mom.
Do we recognize this person?
You do. This person.
Nobody from our history is somebody I want on the ship.
At this point, yeah.
You recognize Wendell, the man,
Okay.
the former Pinkwater security who you saved.
Never mind. Never mind. There is somebody from our history who I wouldn't mind on this ship. This
the detective guy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This predates Highland joining the crew, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that guy. Yeah.
He goes, I'm glad to see the ship again, but was told to be your babysitter for this here job. Can I come in, bring my stuff in? I'm carrying like a duffel bag.
Cass like has his hand near the console and looks over at Sloan.
Babysitter.
She just nods at you because she sees you doing it.
I buzz him in.
Okay. He comes in through, he steps over and climbs up to meet with you. He's been on the ship before. You've met him, Highland. It's just very briefly. He was on the ship when you were on the ship when they were heading out, like very, very early on.
Like when we picked you up was right around the time we left and dropped him off. You guys maybe had like 3 or 4 hours on the ship together.
Yeah. He looks up and goes, yeah, not anymore. That contract expired.
I think not. Oh, it's expired. Never mind.
Decided to enjoy the life of a contractor, eh, Wendell?
Pinkwater didn't pay my delivery fees, but I had what I could to do what I could. I had to save my people. But I got a mortgage to pay and an ex-wife who's so far up my ass, she might as well be a proctologist. So...
Well, speaking frankly, if we had to have a babysitter, glad to have you back aboard. I
know.
gesture over to the table where the booze is.
He nods and goes, my job is just to be the eyes of Diana. That's all. She chose me because you all knew me and respected me. That's just what she said, which is heartfelt, really is. But I have no idea what this job is, other than I'm supposed to make sure that you all don't screw it up.
Good luck.
Huh.
And I just pour him a drink and hand it to him. It's like, screwing up is kind of our specialty, but so's failing upwards.
With that, if nothing else, you guys will launch and start your journey towards Ceres, and we'll start the next half of the season.
Season 3.5.
Season 3.5.
Did we want to have a scene to debrief?
Sure.
/ have that just that family meeting that we were gonna do?
Oh yeah. So after you launch, I guess Sloan, you were gonna have that big meeting with everyone and talk.
We don't have to. I was just
Yeah.
While it's in our minds.
So yeah, Sloan gets everybody together. After, she made food or something, so
Yeah.
everybody ate. She would ask
Sausage, mac and
Wendell
cheese.
and
Yes.
Jamie
Jesse.
or Jesse. She would ask them to kind of let them have this conversation private, if that's okay with Wendell.
To Jesse, at least, Cass would like pat him on the shoulder and be like, just man the helm, make sure we stay on course.
Wendell would say, if you have any kind of conversations, I need to be part of it. I'm sorry. Just the job.
Well, this is one where I suggest you're not part of it, but you can listen to it.
All right. I'll listen to it.
Thank you. And then she kind of looks at all you and she just says, look, I know when we started out on all this, I just happened to be the one that put my thumbprint on the thing, and that kind of made me captain. But clearly, based on my family history and kind of how it works out, I don't know, maybe it's just genetic that I become a captain. I didn't ask to be captain, but I just kind of stepped up to do a thing, and I became captain. I have done nothing but try to include all of you in all the decisions aboard this ship. I have done nothing but try to be fair and good to everyone here. Now, I know that there's crisscross loyalties on this crew. I know that some of us have loyalties with certain people and others have loyalties with others. And that's okay. We're all different people from different places with different experiences. Of course, we have different loyalties because we have different lives. But while we were aboard this ship, or in any situation where we are together as a crew working toward a goal, when I say we need to leave and get the hell out, I really mean it, because that wasn't a call to get us. That call wasn't about saving my skin personally. That was about getting all of us out of there safely. That was an order about safety. Now, I know that comms fell down right after. I know Jata was sitting at a console. I don't know, based on who Jata is, he was trying to do something to end the situation. Each of you were trying to do something to fix the situation. But when it's time to disengage, it's time to disengage. Run. Run is the easiest thing to do when we need to do it. I don't like running from any of my problems. I try not to. But that was more than a problem. That was a dangerous situation. That call was made to protect all of you, and you all failed to follow it. Every last one of you.
Bossman?
I've spoken my piece on this. And I say that and just like nod at Sloan and lean in my chair.
She just looks at Werner. She looks at Werner and just kind of goes like, yes.
Thank you. Sorry. We were, at least I was, I heard the call and then the comms went dark. And then when I turned around, the engines were already roaring from the truck that was speeding away from me. My only route to get to where you were was through the path of the proto zombie thing. And there was no way I could have made it there without losing an arm or worse. So I stayed where I was and I gave Jata cover fire until there was a better situation, so we could then make it out. I'm sorry that it did not go as you planned, but things sometimes do not. I could not make it to you safely, and I would not be here today if I made that move.
However,
That is
I
fair.
do agree that there are times that there is very little respect on the commands that are made by you, boss man. And I am doing my best to stay quiet and well, it's not hard for me to stay quiet and take also orders. But also it is not hard for me to recognize who is in charge. But it is getting a bit blurry as we move on, and who is doing what, and what's making what call, and who is where, and all of this. I answer to you. Yes, my
I appreciate
loyalties answer to myself. So there is no, don't worry about what lines are being crossed anywhere. I must also say that when we were down on that rock, Marsh told me to sell out who brought us there, and who I was to sell, well, pretty much anybody who was giving us the orders to go there, so I myself could leave. I did not do that, boss man. I said there was no deal. Of course, I was expecting a larger deal, but they were not ready for that, and they dismissed me. So, yes, comes down to my loyalties are with myself, but my respect is with my boss man.
Point of order. There were a few mixed signals in that fight. You said, everybody leave! And then I look behind me 6 seconds later, and you are a springboard for a zombie. And then the car is upside down. But I suppose I'll be more attentive next time. But I was ready. So you hear that, Cass? You asshole! Listen to the captain. And I
Look.
keep sipping my drink.
I know that we all made the decisions we did in that moment because we were all trying to protect ourselves and others. I understand. I could make the assumption that when it comes to the two of you, Jata and Werner, that I could kind of figure out what was going on, if that makes sense. I know you both, I think, well enough to know that you're going to stick together and protect each other where you can when one is distracted doing something that they need to do. In that case, it was Jata doing something he felt he needed to do. Probably a way to get us out of there, or to do something about what was happening with that creature.
Just
I
checking my
know.
emails, really.
She doesn't laugh
Well,
at
I'm
that,
here.
by the way.
Boop, 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 boop.
Look, again, I know this is all kind of a big blur, but all I ask is that we don't do things to destroy ourselves and others. I know that we make decisions the way we make them, but I don't know anymore. I'm so unsure about some of your motivations, all of you. And I worry that if we don't stick together, and if we're not strong as a team, then all these outside influences are going to pick us apart.
May I say another, Osman?
Yes.
Thank you. There is also, I'm not trying to say, but then we all know my history of being a part of ships and different crews, and my name bouncing from one manifest to another. But the all thing that they all represent and all of them share is a sense of order. There is there's always someone that will answer the questions, and when there isn't a question to be answered, then don't answer it. If there is someone who is asking something of someone, and we know the answer, it is not our place to speak up. It is for Bossman to do such. And I've noticed this recently, that we are very quick to do certain things, but we are not very quick to just slow down a bit and listen to one another, and of course listen to you, Bossman. I'm still learning, all of us. I'm still learning who I can not trust, but who and how every one of you work. I'm still relatively new, and also I seem to mesh well with Jata, but that's only because we have the same blood, really. But yeah, for the belt, yes. But I was wondering, it just I'm don't I there is a lot of potential with the Actium, and I do think that well, it's not necessarily a thing that I could just leave now after seeing what I've seen and doing what I've done with all of you. It seems like there is much more money to be made, and there are much more lives to change. It's just, I would like us to try our best to really shut up. That's it.
That was a lot of words to tell us to shut up, Highland.
Yes, I guess it is.
Well, I don't know what else to say, but we do have to tighten up our ways of communicating when we do run into those situations where we lose communications. So we're going to take, I don't know, a little bit of time figuring out maybe some hand signals of our own. The Martian military has them. Of course, many Belters have them with the Creole. And there are just a lot of ways to communicate outside of a comm system. And we have to start working on that immediately. So I'm going to write up some protocols for all of us to begin to follow. I don't want to put shit tons of rules on us. I just want to have some commonality in ways that we can communicate. Oh, sorry, I lost my headphones. Ways that we can communicate with one another that is unique to this crew. Any opposition?
Nope, understood.
If you don't
Don't
change,
do
you die.
anything drastic. Urge to do something drastic. Oh no. Pampa, stop me.
All right.
Oh,
Dismissed. And she
I'm-
just kind of wanders off.
All right. With that, I think we're going to call this the mid-season break. A good solid ending in the conversation. Let's do favorite moments. Let's start with Myth. What's your favorite moment?
My favorite moment today was my favorite moment. I was like, whatever. My favorite moment was that whole scene, the interrogation scene with Jata. Watching Meyer's control of Jata going from like this very like you don't know like just the like playing games like oh I don't know what you're talking about like playing dumb the whole time and then right when and then subtly changing like watching the scene you don't really notice there was no like springboard that or like a trigger that changed Jata's motivations and personality, but it was there was like a drastic difference between the beginning of the scene and Jata's demeanor versus the end of the scene with Jata's demeanor, and it was just so well done and subtly. It was really cool to watch and to see. We were all gushing about it in the private chat of how cool it was to see Jata turn from that untrusting Belter into that okay we can talk business, which was super cool.
I just wanted the pink water.
And now it's on our ship.
Both of the pink waters are on your ship. Buster, favorite moment.
I would say like kind of this like pretty much the same with what Highland said, but just to pick something else too in the session. I actually did really I did enjoy Cass coming by to see Sloan because I thought like, yeah, that's so him. Like that's 100% him. He gives a debrief, but he also is going to like let me know like here's why I did what I did and I wouldn't change what I did because out of character I can understand. I 100% get it. Right? Like me as a person, I understand. Sloan as a captain is just like, what do I do with you guys? Because you're all you're all like bard sexuals or something. You're all just like, she's in this place where she just is like everybody just is doing their own thing and she's frustrated with it.
I'm a chaos sexual.
A chaos sexual, exactly.
By chaos.
Yeah, y'all are all chaos sexuals at this point. Except Mark, actually. Mark is probably the one person she's the least like concerned about.
We're gonna have a session with Mark, by the way. Before we're gonna find out what happened to Mark in the when we come back. When he was alone.
Sexual, we're gonna have a session with Mark.
The session.
Yes. Meyer.
Speaking of chaos. Oh, I mean, I love the interrogation just because, of course. Sorry. I love the interrogation because it was, in the Expanse TV show, right? Like, of course, there's that. So I've been kind of waiting for it. you know, like to see how you would like basically bring it into our world. And it was really cool, just seeing how everybody reacted to it and stuff like that. I think as a character, maybe perhaps I was a bit too Jatad today, just with all the quips and stuff, and like maybe perhaps being a bit too extra. But like, I feel like no, I really enjoyed today's session a lot. And perhaps I don't know if I'm trying to maybe perhaps critique anything I should do in the future. Maybe perhaps, you know, like listen more to the captain. As she said, you know, like I feel like maybe perhaps Jata is too quick to say something because he's so separate, but we have to be more of a team. So I'm going to be trying to see how Jata can do something like that in the future, you know. Also, yeah, speaking of urge to be chaotic, yeah, thanks to that speech, Jata didn't do something drastic, because that was good. That was gonna. I'll let the cast know what might have happened, but yeah, huh. That's my favorite scene, I suppose.
Okay. HP.
I mean, I really liked. Again, Jata's interrogation, like straight up. I think all of us agree that was probably our favorite.
We have to go look at the chat later, Meyer. We were really like, wow.
But separate from that, I liked I think this episode more than any other did stuff for the interpersonal relationships of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Even when we were just in the holding cell, Cass getting punched in the face and knowing and like just letting it happen.
Yeah.
And Highland punching him in the face justifiably.
And kicking the chair out. Yeah.
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 Don't get so comfortable.
And the juxtaposition of like Cass is an asshole to everybody on the crew. It's just who he is.
Asshole.
Yes. But getting in the interrogation to like actually in character say what he thinks of the crew, because even though he's an asshole to them, he does respect them and what they do. So that was great. The interrogation in general for everybody was great. I said in the chat I loved the dichotomy of the different interrogation scenes, because it's different attitudes for every not the same questions, not the same tone. And it just like the whole episode was really good, and I want more role plays episodes like this.
Well, you'll see it. You'll see it coming. I'm trying to track similar. I will say that the thing I'm trying to track is one of the things that the show does really well, and the books do really well, is the actions. It always has a rising action. So things happen. You might have some action in the beginning, but it usually kind of peters out into more what's going on, and then it kind of builds and builds and builds, and in the last like couple episodes of a season or the last couple chapters of a book is just pure action, but it makes sense. Everything is contextualized with the action. So I'm trying to match
it's almost
that.
like the encounters we had in the first two sessions, like the facility followed by the combat.
Yeah,
should have been the end of last season.
It was supposed to be the end of last season, but we ran out of time.
And so because that's why that felt that way. Like that as a climax to the season with us then being arrested. And if this episode had been the kickoff to a brand new season, would have been like narratively chef's kiss.
So.
And it was. It just wasn't.
Yeah. It just wasn't time.
So for those of you who get to enjoy this in podcast form, those put the last two episodes at the end of season 2.
Yes.
Yeah, there you
go. All right. Well, I will say my favorite session, my favorite moment of this episode was probably. I'm going to be a little different. I liked the reason why I had Diana talk with Jata is because Jata as a character doesn't really negotiate for the crew ever. He's kind of his own entity. So putting him on the spot, you know, as more of a wild card to see what happens, because even Diana would be like, I need the crew, and if Jata says yes, the crew will probably say yes, you know? So that was a fun part. But I will also say the the whole interaction with Sloane. Sloane, the angry Sloane is always a good moment in the season when in an episode when Sloane's just like, I am done with the shit. You all suck. I hate all of you. This is terrible. You need to fix your shit. Fix your shit. You know.
Also wants mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, now that I fed you, I'm gonna tell you, wow, you fucked up. Like, and honestly, that final scene, like, I really wanted to be a lot harsher, but y'all were also doing such a good job, especially Werner, of being like, hey, I'm gonna defend us and myself.
I didn't mention, but Mark would have just been like, I was in the ship. I was there with you the entire time.
Yeah, I was in the truck.
I was in the truck.
I like that the Cass Sloane scene took place separately from that because it didn't it kept that conversation from bogging down the deep.
Yeah, and I'm glad of that too, because I felt like that was the one, like he was the one she was the most upset with, because he did.
Also, the Belders being like, yeah, Cass, you ass. We should just be talking to Cass here.
Yeah, because like I feel like she, like you two, she's kind of like, I know you two are up to something all the time, but when it's important, you make it work.
What's that supposed to mean?
But then like Cass, she knows has his heart in the right place, like always. Like he always has his heart in the right place. It's just that sometimes he like his heart in the right place is pushing his head into a brick wall, and he makes her concerned for his safety.
To get to the right place.
Yeah, like he's got to bang his head into the wall to get through the wall sometimes. And her, and then Mark is easy. Mark's super easy.
Well, Mark is used to a chain of command.
Yeah,
exactly.
and they both grew up on Mars. Like they have that thing in common of like, we kind of know what it's like,
exactly.
Question.
Yeah.
Do we get to keep the grenades and the rocket launcher and the terrorism tools? I mean,
basically everything except the power armor got returned to us.
Oh, first stop is Voltaire Collective.
And hey, y'all in chat sitting there going, what happened to the Dallas wig and things like that? Like, look. That was a wig that she was wearing.
Yes.
That was
that scene. That was that scene. Yeah.
We actually out of character, like we made I think it was Myth who was like, oh, you should have like a really dramatic moment by taking the wig off one day.
Yeah.
And I was like, today's the day, motherfucker.
I mean, you did take it off during the interlude, so I was like, oh, she's really role playing this interlude right now.
Yeah.
That was the whole point. She was I got it. She was casually having conversation with her brother while taking her makeup off and removing the wig, just being like, because it's very personal. Her and her brother would have had those conversations. Yeah. So.
It was really good. It was a good visual to also the context of it being a personal conversation. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Well, that's going to be our mid-season break. We'll be back in I think September, October. 10-ish weeks. Yeah. But we're not going to be going. We're not going to be
completely dark.
No, every two weeks we're going to be doing a one shot. So I've had an idea for a Ferengi one shot for our Star Wars, our Star Trek thing. Yes! We'll be doing that.
We also want to do a Lower Decks one shot.
Yes, we're going to do a Lower Decks one shot, and the people who make Modiphius, who make the Star Trek Adventures RPG, they actually are making a Dune RPG as well that they've recently released. So
can I roleplay the worm?
So we're gonna
the great sandworm of Arrakis. May his passing cleanse the world.
We're going to be doing.
That one I won't be in.
We'll be doing.
I don't know Dune.
We'll be doing a one shot for that one, so we might have some new characters and new people in there, but it's so we'll be doing stuff like that. So we're not going to be just sitting around doing nothing. So we'll at least have 3, if not more, because if I'm doing my math right. Yeah,
and
5-ish. Yeah,
and also just because we're talking about this stuff, like I think in the next couple months, I'm finally going to get I've talked to Paul for a while, like about what I want to do a TSMR. like Star Trek Adventures Klingon campaign, and I'm in some like it'll probably be a couple months, but I am working on putting that campaign together.
Yeah, it'll be at a different time period, a different date, probably.
And probably on my channel or something.
Yeah,
but
and on channel, but it'll be used TSMR and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, so we'll have another campaign during the weekdays coming up.
And if we're looking at 10-ish weeks off, we will be returning mid-October for the Expanse.
Perfect, because that's after SitCon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. We might take that a couple weeks off. Yeah,
we're gonna need a hey, I'm done talking about Star Citizen thing for a while.
we're gonna need that time.
I'm so tired.
All right, y'all. Thank you again for joining us. Make sure you hit all of these wonderful people's social medias. There's their cast link right there. And again, thank you all for watching. And like I say every time, hope to see you someday in the black. Let it go.
Mormon blessings be upon you. Mormon blessings be upon you.
Mormon blessings.
Blessings be